Hi folks, it's Kat. So some of you may have seen my community post as stated in that my grandmother passed away on Sunday just past, and it's been a wee bit difficult. Obviously I've not been posting a lot of videos recently. One of the reasons was that she had been ill, and the other reason was I have been ill. For those of you that don't already know, I've got colitis and obviously IBS and all that sort of stuff that goes along with it. So that had been flaring up for a few weeks, and then about a week and a half ago, it'll be about 2 weeks ago now, I got a phone call from my grandmother saying that she was in A&E. She'd sort of thrown her back out in her closet, and she was okay, but she was in A&E, and obviously her back was sore, etc. So she's like, "Don't come down, everything's fine." But I went down anyway, and I was with her till I think I left the house about 7ish, and I was down at the hospital till about 11 o'clock at night that night. So she got out of there. They discharged her on Monday from the hospital, saying that she was adamant to get home. Now that is complete BS. She and I were both absolutely shocked that she was getting out, because she was an almost 80-year-old woman. It would have been her birthday in December. She was an almost 80-year-old woman who lived by herself and independently. She was a very, very independent person. Could take care of herself, everything else. But obviously when you live by yourself and you have an injury or something, you need people to look after you. So I picked her up that night, took her home, made sure she had everything, made sure that she could get around okay, because obviously I had to get home. I've got 3 disabled kids at home. I can't just, I couldn't just stay and look after her despite the fact wanting to. So obviously made her comfortable, got everything she needed, made sure that she was able to get to and fro, made sure she'd messaged me when she was in her bed and she was safe and everything was okay. And then she was doing alright, she was getting along until when I took her into the house, she almost fell getting through the front door. But on Wednesday evening last week, she phoned me to say that she'd called an ambulance and the ambulance had refused to come and get her. They said it wasn't something that required an ambulance, and she should phone 111, and 111 was over an hour wait on speaking to the preliminary health person, not even a nurse or a doctor, just the person that takes down the notes of why you're phoning. So she phoned me, went out to the house, got her into the car, got her to A&E. Reminder, this is an almost 80-year-old woman with lung cancer and a compromised immune system. We sat in the A&E waiting room for between 4 to 5 hours. She got taken through to the other bit at about 3ish in the morning, and was finally able to lie down because she'd been in a wheelchair till then. So she was finally able to lie down, and at that point, after she was comfortable and made sure she had everything, that's when I left to go home. I got in the house about 3:30, and this little darling, hi, hello Jimmo, she was awake. My husband had messaged me about 3 o'clock to say that he was going to bed, and then he messaged me a couple of minutes after that saying Eileen's just woke up. So he put something on for her on the telly. She's absolutely fine, but he'd sort of nodded off in the 20 minutes it took me to get home. So I got in, picked her up, gave her a big cuddle, took her through to the living room, put on some cartoons, and just like sat with her. And then my husband came through in the morning, and I got sent, through to bed so that I could get some rest. And then after that, I went and seen her again at the hospital, and things just got from bad to worse. I mean, she went in with back pain with what we thought was maybe a trapped nerve or a slipped disc. They still hadn't figured out what it was. She was meant to get she had a CT scan. She was meant to get another one. That never happened. The doctor said she picked up a chest infection, which they think she picked up from the hospital, which when you've got an immunocompromised elderly person sitting in a waiting room surrounded by people, like, I tried to make sure that she was as far away from everyone else as humanly possible because that new strain of COVID's going around. But she picked up a chest infection in the hospital, and on Friday, the doctor pulled me into the office, they pulled me into the staff room because they didn't have anywhere else to chat, and just said that it's not looking good. We've had a chat with her. We're putting a DNR in place just in case. That's a do not resuscitate order. Which was fine. I made sure, I talked to her, I made sure that was what she wanted, that she understood what that meant and everything else. And that was what she wanted. And then the next day, on the Saturday, another doctor comes to me and says she had sepsis and a chest infection. He said these antibiotics aren't working. We're going to try another course of antibiotics over the next 24 hours, and if these don't work, we're just going to have to make her comfortable. Which obviously you don't. I knew it was sort of coming after the DNR chat, but nobody wants to hear that. So it's like, right, I explained all this to her, and she was sort of saying, I can't believe I'm getting taken out by a chest infection. We'll just see how the antibiotics get on. And we were sort of having a wee giggle, saying if she painted her her O2 mask black, she could be Darth Vader for Halloween. So she had a wee laugh at that, but she did say that she probably wouldn't make it till Halloween. I stayed with her till 9:30 on the Saturday night. Stayed with her till 9:30 on the Saturday night, and then I get a phone call about 3 o'clock on a Sunday morning to say that she had passed, from a family member, to say that she had passed, that the hospital had phoned and said that she was going downhill to make her way to the hospital to say her goodbyes, but that 5 minutes later, when they were getting ready to go down to the hospital, they phoned again to say that she was gone. So obviously my health's not been great with my colitis, but I made sure that I was there at least once a day, usually twice a day, because my granddad passed 6 years ago on the 6th of October from prostate cancer, and he was in a different hospital in Edinburgh from the one that she passed in, but he was meant to be getting out the next day, to get home, and we're like, okay, well that's fine, right, we'll come see you at home tomorrow. And obviously tomorrow didn't come because he passed in the hospital that night. And I didn't want the same sort of regret I had over not seeing him that day in the hospital. I didn't want to have that same regret with her, so I know that I was the last family member to see her at the hospital, but that's mostly because I just live up the road from the one that she was at. It was more convenient for me to get in and see her than everybody else. So, but like mainly for myself, that I knew that I did everything I could to be there. But I didn't think, none of us thought that she was going to, we knew it was soon. Like, we were just talking like a matter of days, but we didn't know it was going to be that soon. So, yeah. So that's what we've been dealing with, and thankfully I'm not the one that has to arrange the funeral. That's her family members taking care of that. So there's nothing I have to do, except obviously try and keep happy thoughts of how she was, and it's sort of a surreal experience because it was the first time I'd ever seen someone after they'd passed. So but she was very peaceful, and obviously the little one doesn't understand what's going on, and our son, our 9-year-old, who's learning disabled, we haven't even tried to explain it to him because he doesn't understand the concept of death, which in some ways is a blessing and a curse. But we know one day soon will come the time where he asks to go to Granny's house, because he called her Granny, because he calls my mum Nana, he calls his dad's mum Gran, so he calls obviously his great grandmother Granny, or Grandma as he calls her, but I call her Granny. But he's going to ask to go to Grandma's house, and then we're going to have to explain to him that somehow that we can't go to Grandma's house anymore because Grandma's not here anymore, and I'm not sure how to explain that to him. At least Eowyn has the blessing of, she doesn't understand and she won't remember, which hurts my heart a little because she won't remember her. But we have photos, we've got memories, and I'll keep that locked in my heart. So yeah, she was actually in the hospital on the anniversary of my granddad's death, and I sort of like had a really bad foreboding feeling that, like I was saying to her, it's like, you can't do this to me today, you know, you can't do this to me today, not today. And she's sort of like agreeing with me, like, yeah, yeah, they're together now. So, and got the sort of relief in knowing it was fast and it was peaceful and she didn't suffer and she wasn't in pain. She was just kind of peed off that it was a chest infection, but aye, anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I don't know when we'll be back, but cheers.